Story 1. I used a nickname that future JNMIL has for me, against her. I just have to share this. It was so satisfying. Someone told me it might sound like bragging, but after everything my MIL has put my partner through and all the things she said about us, it felt amazing. My partner and I were shopping, and he'd wandered off to look at something else, wanting to avoid the makeup and beauty counter. I hadn't been to a physical makeup counter in a while, preferring Sephora online because of the current situation, so I was excited to be there, swatching and admiring everything in person. You know that scene in Parks and Rec where Ron can sense his ex-wife's presence from miles away? It was kind of like that. I felt someone watching me, a shift in the energy. I was very aware of being alone, with no store attendants nearby. I looked over and saw my MIL, staring at me with a dirty look. She doesn't like me. She looks down on me, my teaching job, and thinks I'm vapid and vain because I wear makeup. She thinks I'm a gold digger and a troublemaker. She's even called me a makeup-wearing hussy, which, honestly, I kind of own. I dig it in a weird way. She came over to say hello, with this huge, fake grin on her face, because, of course, I was looking at makeup and skincare. In her mind, this just confirmed her opinion of me as shallow and vain. She said, "Buying more makeup?" Her tone was very surprised, as if I couldn't possibly need any more. "Yes," I replied. Apparently, I have a reputation as a hussy to uphold. Her face dropped. She knew that I knew. She realized there was a mole and that someone was telling me what she'd been saying about me and other people. It felt incredible. I turned and walked away, leaving her standing there. My partner and I left before she could find him and try to poison his mind or turn him against me. Comment 1. This is great. Love it. It reminds me of the time when I bumped into my stepmother and a friend of hers on a night out. She introduced me as her eldest SD. I have 2 younger sisters. He was quite drunk and said to her, "Is this the one you don't like?" And she went scarlet. I said, "Why? Yes, I am. Nice to meet you." I shook his hand and left laughing my head off. It was perfect. Comment 2. That is fantastic. You don't get many moments to win like that, so definitely brag away. Comment 3. Whoever told you not to post this was wrong. We love stories like this here. Comment 4. OMG yes. I throw that I have to sit down cause that's all I do as a psalm. Story 2. MIL interrupting my workday. I own a small business and a specialty hobby. In the first 4 years I've had my brick and mortar opened, I have tried to establish boundaries with my ML and FL because they would stop by multiple times a week for small talk. I eventually sent a polite text, asking them to stop. FL responded understanding, but MIL just ignored it. Lately she's been pissed off about something in her life, so she comes in my business for small talk, literally just telling me all about her day unprompted, then proceeds to make snide remarks about me or my business. This week I've hit my limit with the rude comments she's made. She's not downright mean or rude and not a typical ML and hell type. I like having a decent relationship with her, so I've maintained being kind and respectful. 13+ year relationship with my by the way. Aside from this, our relationship is good. I talked to my about how much it bothers me, and he's like, "Yep, that's her," and he gave me permission to tell her to leave me alone again. This business is solely mine, as my partner works full-time to support us otherwise, and he's often not at my shop. If he spoke up for me, it just wouldn't make sense or would make it worse. I need advice on what to say, because next time she waltzes and I am saying something. I've hit my limit with her snide comments so much, so I cried and lost sleep over it this week. It's confusing because she's the type to be so mean with a smile on her face while bringing me a gift or something. I think she is lonely or had a bad week and decides to come and take it out on me. I plan to say, "I do not want you to visit while I'm working." It interrupts my day. You've made snide comments about me and my business and, well, I'm not really sure how to say it, but I wanted to be a statement and clear because every other roundabout way I've tried is ignored. I want to make sure it's clear she's not allowed in and her snide comments are not lost on me, but is there any way to do this without completely ruining our otherwise good relationship? Comment 1. In your MIL's defense, your text seems to imply that she can't hold her until your parents can hold her. Comment 2. She's being annoying, but your parents are choosing to not get vaccinated. That's not your MIL's fault. Don't punish her because your parents make poor choices. That's too far. Comment 3. You gave way too much information to her. Simply stating, we'll discuss this with her pediatrician at her next checkup, and then and I will decide would have been enough. I can absolutely see why she was trying to clarify. It was a word salad. Comment 4. To be honest, your wording was confusing. I think you need to clarify that as soon as the pediatrician gives the green light, they may hold the baby. Your parents may not hold the baby until it is vaccinated. Comment 5. You say, I don't really have the time or focus to entertain a guest while I'm working. We'll find a better time and place to do this away from my shop. And then you start or continue whatever business-related task most needs your attention. As a small business owner myself, I know that there's always something. Comment 6. I would just wait until she makes a snide comment and say, and this is exactly why I don't want you stopping in at my shop. It's not pleasant for me at all, and I have work that you are keeping me from. Say that as you are walking her towards the door. Lock it behind her for a bit if she just stands outside. Comment 7. When I'm in my store, I am working. I understand you see visiting me in my store as a fun pastime for yourself. But you wouldn't go to DH's work to chit-chat and comment on his work and colleagues, so please just understand that me being open for customers is not the same as being free to host and entertain extended family members. Story 3. I told MIL not to kiss LO ever again. In-laws visited from overseas this weekend. FL is respectful and considerate. MIL wants to pretend. ML showed up with a present for me and some old books and an old bag and necklace of hers for LO to play with. I have had huge anxiety over her visit, which obviously resulted in arguments with DH. DH again told FL in advance to tell ML no screens, no phones for LO, and to tell MIL to keep her opinions about Montessori education to herself. Why DH won't tell MIL himself is another conversation. First day, MIL had LO on her lap. Straight away I said, no kisses, please. MIL, no kisses? Me, no kisses. MIL puts her cheeks against LO cheek and said, ah. I raised my voice and said, no kisses. At dinner, MIL, do you think she will have some rice? Me, probably. I don't know. I will order and see what she wants to eat. I can't force her to eat. When the food was served and after LO had been eating noodles, tofu, mushrooms, and soup all on her own without me having to pressure her or ask. MIL asks, would she have rice? Me, I don't know. I then went to bed feeling, that is those kind of caring, she's just asking an innocent question comments that made me feel like someone is suffocating me, like I'm being pressured into something in a manipulative way. Next day, we had been out in the morning and LO skipped her nap. The plans changed during the day as Phil started to feel unwell, so we all went back to a hotel we were all staying at, separate rooms, in the afternoon. On the way to the room, MIL asked, would LO go for a nap now? Me, I will handle it. Don't worry about it. MIL stayed quiet and walk away. Thank you, Reddit friends. You trained me well. Next morning, we were going to meet them for breakfast and to say goodbye. Mil says she doesn't want to go for breakfast, just a quick coffee because her throat is itchy. I said to DH, if I tell your mom don't kiss LO, this is why. If she has something, she would have been infectious 3 days ago. Your parents usually get sick when they travel by plane. We went downstairs to meet them, and straight away when she was getting close to say hi to LO, I said, don't kiss LO and don't put your cheeks against her cheeks. Mil, it's just the aircon, it makes me sick. The master of spin strikes when put under pressure like clockwork. Me, don't kiss LO or put your cheeks against her cheeks ever again. Just don't. Otherwise, I won't stop myself. MIL raised eyebrows and walked away. We got sat at a table and drank the coffees. Later back at the hotel, MIL blew a kiss to LO from a distance to say bye. FL hugged DH and I goodbye, not LO. And I said to Mil, I hope you feel better. MIL, oh, it's just the aircon, it gives me allergies. Me, safe flight. Does people pleaser me feel guilty about telling her this? Very. Too aggressive? Probably, however, She's a master at spinning the narrative, and I know she will later say something like I just can't stop myself or similar. I don't want to have to go home and feel like I was too nice and polite. So in that sense, I rather say it in an extreme, rude way. Would she go home and try and plot revenge against me? Absolutely. It is a physical issue. I don't want her to put herself physically and intimately so close to my child. Anyway, I feel like I did something wrong. Probably because I was rude. But I also feel like something needed to change in the way I react to her antics, so this is the beginning of me learning to stand up for my child. I feel like I shouldn't have to be dealing with her nonsense. Comment 1. You're not wrong. I would not leave my kids with people like that. As for your husband not wanting to get in the middle because he doesn't have the problem with it, I'd go scorched earth and proclaim publicly every time she asked as to why you refused, then drag hubby over the coals about how he's fine with this creep being near his daughter. Hell no. Comment 2. Your husband needs to stop putting his mother ahead of you and your daughter. He should have said, no, that won't work for us, when it was first asked, and all of this would have been avoided. Instead, he wimped out because he's afraid of his mommy and threw you under the bus. Now you're the bad guy and everyone is in a stir. This is all on your husband. Say no to JustNoMil and have a good long talk with your husband about how to be an adult man when dealing with his mother. Comment 3. Honestly, how do you really feel about your husband not having your back? He's behaving like an ass with that comment about not wanting to be put in the middle. He also doesn't sound like he cares enough to keep his child safe from this man. That's a massively big deal for me as another mom. And the fact that your mother also wants to offer your daughter up to people you feel concerned about just to make them happy? JFC. Comment 4. Never leave your kids with a creep or with unfit supervision. Screw their feelings and their wants. Your daughter comes first. Comment 5. I gave birth on a Friday. On Saturday, my ML called me to essentially scold me, saying she can't believe she hasn't seen the baby yet. It was literally 24 hours since I gave birth, and I wanted no visitors because the hospital was already on visitor restrictions due to flu season. She then tells me FL is sick anyway, and she was probably getting it. The next day, she tried to tell me she never said that and FL wasn't sick. Even though I talked to him on the phone also on Saturday and said, "Wow, you sound terrible, I hope you feel better soon." Worst was that my baby was in the NICU. She was really willing to lie about her and FL not feeling well and enter into an area with compromised babies for her own selfish wants. I never trusted my ML after this, especially about her health. Comment 6. If she pulls the "I just can't stop myself" bullshit excuses, tell her, then maybe it would be best if you just did not hold LO ever. That way we can avoid you losing control and giving anything to my child, which I'm sure you do not want. See how she likes them apples. Comment 7. TBH, I think the rice incident and the nap incident doesn't sound like anything happened. The whole putting her face close to little one sounds very annoying. Comment 8. You have to meet their energy to get it through their heads. Being nice clearly wasn't going to work, as even a sharp correction had her still pushing. You did a great job. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you in the next video.